is Paul. Joe? How did I miss this other? Oh, I'm sorry, Joe Jones.
Thank you, Armando. My pleasure this evening to evaluate Chris Blount. Chris did Project 4 from the Competent Communicator Manual called How to Say It. I would recite Chris's title of his speech, but I'm not going to because I would run over my time limit. Chris started, some of you were here, I believe, last week, and one of the things, I had a little Toastmasters moment, and one of the things that I shared was 8 ways to open a speech and 8 ways to end a speech. I would like to add a 9th way to open a speech. Start in another language, like Chris did. That will get the attention of the audience. Some of you had this look on your face in the audience like, am I in the right room? Who is this? What is he saying? And so it did succeed in getting our attention, Chris. You have excellent body language and gestures. I've always noticed that about you. When you speak and address the audience, you're in front of the lectern, and you're very confident and smooth. So that's a real plus. You normally don't use notes, which is a plus as well. Tonight, Chris discussed, as a subject of his speech, the Johari window, which has great power. I would suggest that if you try to do something like covering the Johari window, even though its principles are very basic, it's probably too complicated to try to cover in a 5-minute speech to really have the effect of what the model can do from a training and development perspective. And if you should try to do it again, I would highly recommend that you put the model as a visual on the screen so that you can refer to each of the quadrants instead of standing here trying to say, this is the left quadrant, which looked to me like you were doing the right quadrant, and it got me a little confused. You did the first quadrant, the second quadrant, then you skipped to the 4th quadrant. And I wondered, what about the 3rd quadrant? You came back and got to the 3rd quadrant, but it was a little, it was disjointed in my mind and absorbing what you were saying. I think that we would have had a much better idea where you were going with your speech if you would have used the closing line of your speech as the opening line. Then we will have known what the purpose was for the Johari window before you went into the explanation. And then you could have used that same line to close up your speech in a tie-back form. You have very good projection. No one has any difficulty in hearing you speak. And as usual, your speech was very insightful. And for that, we're all appreciative.
And time